Hey up guys, I'm on holiday in Pembrokeshire in Wales and I was just having a little noodle, as you do, just chilling with the guitar, and I thought it'd be cool to show you this little thing. And now what this is all about is helping you to, one, to develop your hammer-ons and your pull-offs, two, memorize the G major scale, and also make music. So this is the thing, there's a threefold thing with this. I'm going to play this G5 chord here. I'm muting out my A string and I'm not even playing my thin E string here. So really, I'm just playing the E string, the D string, G string and the B string here. So we've got those there. So that's the chord I'm basing this around. Now if I want to at some point, I can move this down to this C sus2. And that's very pretty as well. Let me just move this camera around so that you can see my hand as well. So we're always using fingers 1, 2 and 3 in this diagonal manner on the D, the G and the B string there. Notice how my thumb is forward like I'm holding a fishing rod. If you have your thumb up here like this, it'll collide with your finger and it'll get in the way. So you need to make sure that thumb is further forward so it doesn't get in the way. So we've got... Now what you can do is you can just play that in a straight arpeggio where you go thumb, index, middle, ring. One, thumb, 1, 2, 3, thumb, 1, 2, 3. Practice doing this here. Now here's where it gets cool. I can add the notes from the G major scale on the D and the G string specifically. Because the key of G allows us to use open strings, there's no such thing as a bum note because any open string becomes fair game. Even if I play those notes that I'm not fretting, they still sound great because this part of G major. Yeah. Even when I play this. So these are little noodles that you should play because they're cool. Now what I was on about was we've got 0, 2, 4 on the D string and 0, 2, 4 on the G string as well. So on the D string 0, 2, 4 and 0, 2, 4 on the G string as well. So what I can do is if I play the chord using these two fingers here, this is where it gets interesting, where you get control of your fingers, some independence, and this is really good exercise. What we can do is we can use these fingers to play those notes that I played there, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, and weave that in and amongst. Now I can play those, just add them to the chords that I have here. So look, there's that G5 chord. If I put that first finger on the D string at 2 and then move the pinky over onto the 4, that's it off, put it on 2, this is on 4. Now we get some cool sounds there, and we're just getting a major 7 sound in there. Lovely. Now, let's do the same thing on the G string. Now you can hear we get some brighter sounds there because we're changing the inside notes of this G5 chord that we have here. Now what I can do there is I hammered. When I play the thumb, and then I use this index, put 3 notes in there, and I'm just still playing that 4, and it's an experiment that you try out and you see how many different ways you can play this. So you put it in there as a triplet, just straight there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 6 notes. It's got these ideas here, so we can do that as well on the G string. Yeah? The opposite of a hammer-on is a pull-off. Now, pull-off, I always think is a bit of a weird saying for this, because really what we're doing is we're plucking with that finger, pulling down like that, but we're plucking the string. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Pluck, 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 pluck. So we can mix those ideas. Now the whole of the G major scale goes like this. We've got 3 on the E string, open A string, then we've got the 2nd fret on the A string, then 3rd fret. So now I recommend to break this down into chunks, so when you're working this out, you just go in. Yeah, so you've got that going on there. That's going to help you to realise these notes here at the top. The G actually spells it out if you play it in that full form like that. That would be your full G. Take that there and leave that first finger on. We've got this note here. And I'm playing that as almost like a sus there. Yeah. It's a darker texture, but it's quite nice. We can have that open string. So we've got some cool little sounds there. Now that's part of the scale, so if we add this on to the 0, 2, 4 that we had. Now, we've got to be careful here, because that is a B, and the open B string is a B. So if we're not careful, we'll get a doubling sound. Yeah? So what we can do is we can actually avoid that if we want. We can go straight to the B from this 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, straight to an open B string. Then we get the C here, the D here. Yeah? So we've got that C, D there. And because this is a thin E string, this is an E string, and this is an E string, we do exactly the same thing that we would have done there. So we get 0, 0, 2, 3. So coming back down on that, so the full scale descending is going to be 3, 2, 0 on the E string, 3, 1, 0 on the B string. We can have that 2, 0 on the G string. But just remember, we could have 4 if we wanted to, but that's going to double up, and that might be useful. Sound that we want. And so we go, so we got as far as that 2 to 0 pull off, 4, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0 on the A string, and then we get to that 3. That's home. We do have another 2 notes that we could go at. This is a nice way to play your D. So what you can do is you can take this 3rd, this is the 5th, this is the root, this is the 3rd. Take that 3rd and we can chuck it over onto the E string. You can put that there. But you can play it like this. This is a little bit easier. So you go like this. And then that can even take us to an E minor. E minor 7 there. It's a lovely sounding chord. So hopefully you can see here, guys, because this is all in G, and you can weave this idea with this 0, 2, 4, and these pull-offs as well. We can weave those in between all those chords that are in the key of G major, which are, and the chords, I'll play the chords so you have the whole toolkit. We've got a G, we've got an A minor, we've got a B minor, we could play this as a cheat. Yeah, we can play it like this. Don't even need to bar across there. We're not going to play that E string. If we're not playing the E string, you don't have to play it all there either. So we've got a couple of ways. We could play that B minor. We can just play it like that if you wanted. Yeah, so you can play it just those there if you want. And then we've got the C, which is chord 4. Then we've got D, which is chord 5. Then we've got E minor, chord 6. And then we've got F sharp minor 7 flat 5 if you want it like that. We'll play it like this. Yeah, we've got that there. It goes 2, 2, 2, and then this is on 1. It's almost like a kind of a weird A minor shape. You see, it looks like an A minor with an F sharp in the bass there for that minor 7 flat 5. There's the minor 7 on its own. Jazzy shell chord. Just adding that note there. That's nice. So you can hear that wants to resolve to that G there. So we've got So we've got all those chords there that we can add into that. But like I said, the exercise to get this independence is staying on this G5 chord and getting used to hearing what those sound like. I think of that as a G5 power chord. So this note here is the E, and this gives us an E power chord. Got the E power chord there. Now if I flip that over, I get a minor third. Yeah, so these are two different sounds that I could layer with inside this G5. So there's a G5 with a hidden E5 inside it, and if I play those notes together we get, which is nice. But if I do that flip, just getting used to that, switching those two fingers over there and keeping those two in the same spot. That's great for controlling your hands. Getting control of your hands. Getting them to do as they're told. Yeah, and then we can play around with this and just improvise, just noodle. There is no right, there is no wrong. It just is, and it's lovely, and it's something that you can play it. And there's no better way to play it than if you're in a wet weekend in Wales by the sea.
Hey up guys, Ricky here with a quick message. If you didn't know, I have written a book. There's links for how to get to that in the video description below, and I'll put a little card up here so that you can click on that if you want to support my work here on the channel.